Studies show right now that 64% of agents are leaving tech out of their business. And if you're leaving that out of your business, you could be leaving not only efficiency, but deals and overall adaptability and crushing it in today's times. So I wanted to unpack that, Jay, and is just because when I read that 64%, and this is per the National Association of Realtors.
Did they go into like what tech was to them? Because it's like ChatGPT. I mean, like how do 64% of agents not use ChatGPT in their business right now? Like,
agreed.
I am on ChatGPT like probably 10 times a day. Like it's just constantly up and you know, so how do people not use that? How do agents not use that?
So we'll throw that up here, but yeah, it's literally AI, predictive analytics, and also big data. Okay. They're not using that in their business, especially like when we're talking about AI. To me, that was the biggest one, because the amount of things that I use it for, from looking at a property to talking to it about a sales script to looking at business strategies.
Does anyone else use AI as like Google now? Like
Totally.
I'm like, I don't even use Google anymore. It's just constantly like, what is this? How does this work? You know,
yep.
What did this person say about this? I mean, it'll tell you news. It tells you everything. It's like Google is like, I mean, Google's Google, and they have their own AI.
Yeah.
But wow. Yeah,
I know that was one to me that was just like think about like even just bouncing off the, hey, how much do you think the market is going to, what do you think the rate cut's going to be, right? I personally will go to like, hey, I want to make this much more in crypto profits this year. How should I go about doing it? Yeah. So it's to me, it's wild.
Yeah, and then traders are also using it. Just like we were talking about earlier, they're using it to find the highest moving stocks for the day. You know, you're able to go like, hey, what are the highest moving stocks today? And then, or what are the most overbought stocks? What are the most oversold stocks? And then you're able to go throw them on your platform, look at something and make a day trade. You know,
absolutely.
Right? It's amazing. You don't have to like, you know, a lot of these other platforms have like, you know, you got to go find these, you know, find information. But with AI, it's amazing to be able to find that. But speaking of rates, I looked at the poly market just about 20 minutes ago, and we completely flipped. So yesterday,
in 24 hours.
Yesterday, it was a 32% chance or 30-ish% chance that there was going to be a 25% basis cut, and 60-something% chance that it was going to be no cut at all. Right? It totally flipped. Now there's a 62% chance that there's going to be a 25 basis and a 30% chance that there's going to be no cut.
No cut.
So just overnight, the market's just flipped. I think what happened is there was one of these Fed governors that came out and was speaking at some event and said something that caught the poly market, and it was said something about basically that we need some more cuts or something.
Absolutely. Affordability is still out the window. You know, and I think that for I don't know about y'all, but for me, I'm rooting for that 50 basis point cut, because I think that's what it's going to take to really move it. We all know that home prices have been, you know, stale, flat growth. But if you look at this now that the facts are out, we're at the end of the year, less than the 3% appreciation in 2025 is what most people have experienced, versus, you know, double digit per year during the pandemic era. So these are the things that are going to govern supply and demand, which obviously governs the appreciation. More demand, more appreciation. Yeah,
that barely keeps up with inflation. So people are usually looking for more than 2 or 3% appreciation. So, but yeah, that's it's definitely slow. There was like an uptick in under contracts, I think, in October or something.
Yes. So that was actually something else that we were looking at pre-show right now, is that actually the Q3 of 25 applications are down like roughly 1.5%. However, overall year over year, applications are up almost 2% for refinances and HELOCs.
Wow.
Right. So that I'm like, boom, that set in like big time for what's going on, because people are cash poor, equity rich, and they're trying to lean into their assets to now get cash so they can fight through this expensive era.
Slow time.
I know.
Yes. Well, I don't think we're going to get a 50 basis point. I mean, the poly market says like 1% or something. It's like, it
says hard no.
unless something crazy happens. I mean, especially they don't even have the jobs data, or they so-called don't have the jobs data, but it's definitely a squirrely market right now. Yesterday, the S&P like swung 4%. It was up 2%, and then it slammed down 2%. So I think it was NVIDIA's earnings came out the night before, which was the same. NVIDIA went up like I think 5%, and then the next
Everything
day
else.
it just crashed.
Yeah, when you look at like the S&P 500, it's basically like, even though it looks like it's rip roaring, it's basically 5 companies or 7 companies, right?
Yeah.
Of that 500 that are doing well.
Yeah, what is it, like 80% of the S&P is like 7 companies, the Magnificent 7. Yeah,
Yep. I know it is wild when you look at that. So it's just like, seems like everything's fine, but when you really take a look at it, it's not fine.
Yeah, and if those start to do bad, then the entire market just
gosh,
does really bad.
Any
So
one of those 7, right?
Which can be scary.
Which will cause ripples that will turn into like tsunamis.
Yep.
So anyway, it's. I think we're in these wild times right now, and so here we are sitting, knocking on the door of December, last month of 25. So I think that there's a lot to be unpack right now, and more than ever, I want to actually take a second, and you as well, and pump out like a. It's often easy for us to always be kind of like operate from fear, but the reality of it is there's opportunity in all markets, and I think that this is where the sharp gets sharper. And by us bringing the conversation, by us in our real estate business, just being that voice of reason, finding the people that do need to sell, but finding the people that do need to buy, there's still going to be millions of transactions, tens of thousands locally for you. So do yourself a favor, just get on purpose by finding these things, because really at the end of the day, once you develop these systems, these processes, it will catapult you into the future.
Yeah, and if you're an agent and you are able to make it in these slow times,
amen.
You're the ones that they're going to be the ones that are standing during the hot market, and they're going to be the ones at the top. So hang in there, hold on.
Totally.
I have that song going through my head right now.
Yep.
But yes, there's a lot of scary things going on right now, just in the market. The cryptocurrency is kind of taking a dump right now. I heard Tom Lee's down like 10 billion or something like that on his new Ethereum treasury.
Yes.
But he actually was talking about how there was a bug in the system. Like October 10th, there was like a software bug or something like that, to where
in Ethereum,
it like in some like the market makers some of their in the software.
Okay.
And apparently it liquidated a bunch of people that shouldn't have been liquidated.
Oh.
Because there was a software bug. And I guess apparently that's what he's saying. That's causing this right now. I mean, I don't think it's all that. I think, obviously it's the Fed and what they're going to be doing in December as well, and some other macroeconomical situations with Japan. What's going on with Japan? Mm-hmm. Japan's bringing in like 100, I don't know, like a huge stimulus package. So, it's a crazy market out there.
Yeah, it's a unique time. So, curious question for you guys out there. What are you doing to fight through, to thrive? Make sure you drop it in the comments below. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you are notified every time we drop a new episode. Thanks for tuning in.